Hey guys, I'm in my car getting ready to go into work, but this just dropped in my spirit and I felt like I needed to share it with you all. Um, but I am single, meaning I am not married. Um, so if you're not married, you're still single. You might be in a relationship, but you're still single. You're not unsingle unless until you get married, Beyonce still ain't it. Okay, marriage. Anyways, so that's not what I want to tell you guys. But it's just my spirit that a lot of single women, they often say, "Oh, I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on God for God to bring my Boaz, for God to bring my man. Yes, Lord. Yes, Jesus." And so, what dropped to my spirit was that, a lot of women say that, but how are you waiting on God if you're not even in tune with God? You don't know, you don't know his word, you know? The word became flesh, so you don't know him, okay? You don't know what he sounds like. Of course, you don't know what he looks like, no matter what images people put up. I don't really pay that any attention. Because people would portray God to be something they're used to seeing or they can relate to. I don't really I don't really bother with that image because he's so much more than his actual appearance. But that's a different topic for a different day. But back to the topic, um, a lot of women say I'm waiting on God, but they don't even know. They don't read God's word. They don't talk to God. They don't communicate to God. They don't listen to him. They don't know how he sounds. They don't recognize him. So are you really waiting on God, or are you just waiting for a God-like situation or a seemingly nice, decent guy to come your way, and then that's who you're going to throw yourself on? And it's like, when it's done God's way, if we truly believe that God is a supernatural wonder and he has supernatural powers, then don't you think the circumstances will be supernatural? They'll be out of the quote unquote norm. um I mean, I don't think these things run through people's mind when they say those types of things, that God is more. He's not a genie. Okay, let's stop playing him. He's not a genie. He's not a magic eraser, or a magic. He's not magical like that. God is God. He's the creator of heaven and earth. He's the creator of you and me. So let's respect him as such, and actually be obedient to his word and listen to him, and talk to him and communicate with him. How are you waiting on this man to come, this godly man to come, and you don't even talk to the God that made him, or the God that made you? Like, seriously, I don't think people think of these things. Or I don't know if they do think of them, they just ignore them. I don't know. But all I know is that this morning, I'm a little late to work, but whatever. I was writing down this morning, my prayers, because I like to kind of stay organized. I'm trying to stay more organized in my prayers, and how when I communicate with God, and what I'm saying to him, make sure I'm constant and consistent in my prayers, because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I forget. I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I forget. So I like to remember, and not to keep track of the prayers answered and unanswered. But at the end of the day, I know that they will, if they're not answered here, they'll be answered in eternity. We set our things on things eternal, and not so many things on earthly bound. Although he wants us to have a nice life here, I'm living to live again. You feel me? So, anyways, let me focus. See, I get off track. But yeah. So, what I want single men and single women to do, because I'm just talking about the ladies. Forgive me, men do this as well. I want you all to really seek God's face in everything that you do, and pray to him, because a lot of we say we're waiting on our spouses, but we never consult God. We never talk to God about it, saying, what should I do? What should I do? Where should I go? God will align everything if we truly trust him. And this is to myself, because I know sometimes I rush ahead and I'm just like, oh, he's good, Lord. Yes, Lord. He ain't not good. He no good for you, Tish. No, girl. So really seek God's face, talk to him, learn his word, consult him, really dive deep into him, and watch God do miraculous things in your life. I'm not saying you will or you will not get married, because I don't know. I'm not God. That is up to God to decide. If it's in God's will, that it is. If it isn't, oh well. I try to think of it. If I don't get married, well, what's the point? If I don't get married, does that mean I'm not going to strive for my goals? I'm not going to strive to be better than I was yesterday, be better than I was an hour before? Am I not going to strive to be better in the kingdom of Christ? Is that really the determining factor, is if I get married or not? So you keep those things in perspective, because a lot of times, especially women, ourselves, our families, societal standards, they say that if you don't get married, you kind of failed at life, essentially. And that's, put it out there. That's what people think. Like, you're not married. Oh yeah, you have all these great successes. Yes, you have a beautiful home. You're doing it on your own, all this stuff, but you're not married. So you're really just move on. You're not worth it. And so, you're not worth the conversation. You're not, you don't, who are you? But I don't know. You take joy in the Lord. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good, right? Trust in God, trust in his plan, trust in his will. A lot of people are married that shouldn't be married. A lot of people got married too early. Maybe even some got married really late, but trust God. That's what I want to say. Just trust God, trust his word, trust what he represents, trust his love, trust his guidance, trust his protection. Oh my God, God has protected me from so much in my life, from so many things and so many people in my life. So trust that he has your back. You don't need to fear God, meaning scared of him, like frightened for your life. You do need to fear him in such as reverencing. That's why we say reverence, which is some type of respect out of God and who he is in our lives, but trust him. Trust that he'll lead you. He'll direct your path. There's an old song called Order My Steps in Your Word, Dear Lord. One of my favorite songs since I was a little girl. Trust that he will direct your path in all ways. Pray that you stay on the straight and narrow path and not the broad one, because the broad it got too much going on. That's all I can say. It got too much going on. I've been out there. I've done some things. It has too much going on. But the straight and narrow path will keep you focused. It will keep you from running around mountains. It will keep you from constantly going through the same types of tests. You meet year after year, meet people that's going through the same thing, through the same thing. And God keeps testing them, and they don't pass because they're doing whatever. So yeah, I'm running behind. I got a meeting in 5 minutes. So yes, I pray your strength in the Lord. I pray that you continue to trust him, seek his face, seek his word, talk to him, communicate. Communication is not just you talking to him and not listening, but it's both. You communicate and you listen, and you sit there, you sit on the floor and you listen. And I'm going through this now. So as I learn, I'll try to share practical steps with you all to help you all understand, because I'm a very practical person, logical person. So I'm just like, when somebody says sit there and listen, I'm like, do you mean literally sit there on the ground and listen? Like, what do you mean? So as I learn, I pray that you all grow and learn with me. But yes, I gotta go. I pray you strength in the Lord once again. God bless you. I love you so much. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.